それではお時間になりましたので、これより東アジア ASEAN 経済研究センター事務総長西村秀俊様による基調講演 ASEAN 経済共同体と知的財産権を行いたいと思います。それでは西村様、よろしく。
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very pleased to welcome Mr. Hidetoshi Nishimura.
Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Hidetoshi Nishimura.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. Today, I'm very honored to have a chance to make presentation. Now, IPR is one of the top priority issue of ERIA agenda. This is my first opportunity to speak to IPR experts since ERIA started IPR project. This is like debut event of ERIA in IPR export society. Next, please. My speech consists of 4 parts. First, I very briefly introduce AEC and IPR. Second, I explain about what ASEAN and ERIA have done for IPR system so far. Third, I deliver about what ASEAN and ERIA are doing for IPR to establish ASEAN Economic Community by 2015. Lastly, I offer what ASEAN should do beyond 2015 as a conclusion of my speech. Next, please. ASEAN is a growing investment hotspot in the world. By 2013, FDI inflows into ASEAN have reached the level of China. This successfully addressed ASEAN's worry that FDI was moving from ASEAN to China since the last Asian crisis in 1997, which was also one of the key reasons for the establishment of ASEAN Economic Community. I want to emphasize that the key factor of the surge of FDI into ASEAN in recent years have been due to the success of the AEC strategy. The establishment of ASEAN Economic Community by 2015 have succeeded in catching the expectation of the stakeholders all over the world. By coming into production networks, small and medium enterprises in CLMV, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, we will have a lot of opportunity for developing transactions with global players and for getting access to advanced technology and managerial know-how. We also observe that the intra-regional FDI has recently increased dramatically, both in manufacturing and the services sector. Next, please. AEC has 4 pillars. A single market and production base that is perfectly different from EU. EU is a single market, but ASEAN Economic Community is a single market and production base. That is different. A highly competitive economic region, a region of equitable economic development, a region fully integrated into global economy. IPR is one of the core elements of these 4 AEC pillars. Oh, not to change that. Very sorry. You can change? So without any slide, very difficult to explain. So this kind of technical obstacle is very often happening in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, but it's very rare in Japan. especially for the IPR center. Okay? So my time is just for the 20 minutes. I don't waste my time. How to do? We can use this one?
Yes.
Not change now. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. All right, please go ahead. Four pillars, okay, next. In 1995, ASEAN Framework Agreement of IP Cooperation was accepted. After that, various action plans were implemented. In 2007, officially, IPR was endorsed in the major items of ASEAN Economic Community. Next, please. So what is the, first I'd like to explain on ASEAN Framework Agreement, IP Cooperation. In order to implement TRIPS, this framework was established. At that time, people seriously tried to establish the ASEAN Patent Office. ASEAN Framework Agreement is the core of the ASEAN IPR cooperation. It consists of implementing TPRs and harmonization of IPR systems. Next, please. To implement this framework, this working group was established under the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting. Meetings are held 3 times a year. The heads of delegation are the head of the IP office. One meeting takes about 1 week. I believe this AWGIPC is the most diligent, most intimate, and the most skillful forum of IPR in the world. IP5, which consists of Japan, Europe, US, China, and Korea, might be the most influential and famous forum of IPR in the world, but heads of the offices gather only once a year. The AWGIPC reflects so-called, this is ASEAN way. Next, please. The AEC blueprints mainly refer ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2004 to 2010, which includes accession to Patent Cooperation Treaty. In addition to that, the blueprint demands the accession to Majority Protocol or information exchange among national enforcement agencies. Next, please. ASEAN leaders requested ERIA to complete the mid-term review of AEC blueprint. All AEC measures obligation for every country, ASEAN 10 country, we review their implementation. In that process, ERIA reviewed the achievement of IPR issues. Our results was ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2004 to 2010 was implemented to a reasonably degree. We also pointed out what to be improved, such as promoting local innovation or tackle piracy problem. Next, please. Local innovations are explained by the residential share of patent applications. ASEAN countries are behind the emerging countries' average. The highest is Thailand, but 23%. Philippines' share is only 6%. Domestic invention should be encouraged more. Next, please. ASEAN countries have made steady progress in piracy rates from 2004 to 2001. However, Piracy rates of most ASEAN countries are much higher than world average, such as 86% in Indonesia, 81% in Vietnam. For piracy issues, public awareness might be much more important than enforcement by police or customs. Next, please. Following these reviews, ERIA provided some recommendations to improve IPR environment of ASEAN in my midterm review. We recommended, for example, to fully implement ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2011-2015. We also recommended to accelerate the accession to PCT Madrid Protocol and Hague Agreement. Next, please. Chairman's statement, ASEAN Chairman's statement. One of the priority goals of ASEAN IPR cooperation is harmonization of patent systems. ASEAN explored the possibility of the ASEAN patent system and the ASEAN Patent Office as a measure for harmonization. In these 20 years, they changed their approach. In ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2011-2015, ASEAN declared not to aim at the unified regional system, but to be integrated into the global IP system. Next, please. Someone criticized that this change is a failure or step back of ASEAN IPR cooperation. However, last 5 minutes? Last 5 minutes? Oh, we wait some. Oh. However, I do not agree with these kinds of opinion. I would like to explain that ASEAN recognized the reality and became practical. ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2011-2015 clarified these three reasons why they changed the approach. The second point is the key. Thai companies might not want to patent in Indonesia, or Vietnamese might not want patents in Philippines, usually. Rather, Thai, Vietnamese, and other ASEAN companies want patents in Japan, US, EU, or China. International patent protection is much more important than beneficial for ASEAN companies than the regional patent protection. In other words, ASEAN noticed they should work for ASEAN companies' business needs, not for countries' bureaucratic needs. I want to call this change evolution. Next, please. Based on this evolution of ASEAN IPR cooperation, ASEAN is now working on ASEAN IPR Action Plan 2011-2015. It says about 5 strategic goals. Strategic goals changed from implementation of TRIPS to enhancing the capacity of innovation of ASEAN companies. Next, please. For example, accession to the international IPR treaties may be the most practical and beneficial action item for ASEAN inventors in ASEAN IPR Action Plan. The goal is accession to PCT and Madrid Protocol by all 10 ASEAN member states, and accession to Hague Agreement by 7 ASEAN member states, except for Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar by 2015. ASEAN countries are accelerating the process of accession as recommended by ERIA midterm review. Next, please. Another unique action item in ASEAN IPR Action Plan is promoting ASEAN Patent Examination Cooperation, ASPEC. ASPEC is the first regional patent work-sharing program among 9 ASEAN member states, except for Myanmar. You may notice that this program is similar to Patent Prosecution Highway, PPH, promoted by JPO. PPH is basically a bundle of bilateral programs, while ASPEC is a multilateral program. ASPEC has to overcome some difficulties caused by multilateral approach. ASEAN dare to select difficult multilateral approach, but I believe that this should be coped with ASEAN way. Next, please. In IPR Action 2015 to 2015, promoting SME through IPR is also an important element. In order to contribute to this goal, ARIA member IPR Symposium, that is September 9 September in Naypyidaw, in cooperation with Myanmar government and JPO. Myanmar is now on the process of drafting new IPR laws. All officials who were drafting new laws attended this meeting. This symposium gave very important implication to them. Okay. For SME, ARIA has also conducted project IPR policy for SME development. In this project, ARIA provides the best practice of IPR policies for SME development. Next, please. And these two slides are promoting investment. Investment is also very important. Skip to slide. I'd like to go to the conclusion. Yes. As a Sherpa organization, what is a Sherpa? ARIA is a Sherpa organization of ASEAN and East Asia Summit. And this is an invitation of me. I was invited to attend the last summit, last week in Naypyidaw, ASEAN Summit and East Asia Summit. And where I'd like to, the final words, we, ARIA, published that book. This is the ASEAN Rising, ASEAN and AEC Beyond 2015, and provided our insights to ASEAN leaders at the ASEAN Summit held last week. And, next please, I'd like to read the following our ASEAN Rising. ASEAN leaders released Naypyidaw Declaration of the ASEAN Community post-2015 vision. IPR must be very important element for robust productive growth beyond 2015. RCEP is also in line with this post-2015 vision. I'm going to read my conclusion. ASEAN leaders expecting the next paragraph I'm going to read for beyond 2015. Foster robust productivity growth through innovation and technology development, which entails human resource development and intensified regional research and development with commercial application, that is implication of IPR, to increase ASEAN's competitive edge to move up the global value chain into higher technology-intensive manufacturing industries and knowledge-intensive market to service. This is just the IPR expert here discussed yesterday and today. Yesterday, the commissioner of JPO told that this symposium is not statistics, more wider range of the future direction of the ASEAN and East Asia integration. Next year, our discussion will be more integrated and more advanced. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nishimura.